Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, April 25th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, perfect. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, perfect. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and we should be good to go. All right, cool. People are joining in right now. As people join in, we'll look for some entries here. So I just took this trade right here pre-market. I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys a little update on this right here as people join in. Take this pre-market high-low. It's pre-market high-low momentum. Oh. And I have one account going into payout right now. So I only have two FTMOs and two MFS right now. So here are my profits so far, guys. All right, so I'm getting a payout in one of my MFF accounts. So right here, you can see my FTMO number one, 1480, FTMO number two, 1480, MFF number one, 44, 440, and then my MFF number two, 440 as well. So just an FYI, guys. So, all right, guys, morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, April 25th. It is 6:29 right now. Market's going to open in about 1 minute. It's marked up the higher high and lower low right here. I'll just clean this up because market is pushing up higher right now. I'll just leave it up for the moment. We'll open at the top. The market is going to be opening up shortly. Sorry, guys, market is opening up in about 30 seconds. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Martha. Morning, Nick. Morning, Saren. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Brian. Morning, Maria. Morning, Dan. Morning, Van Harwig. Morning, Omar. Morning, Karen. Morning, Active. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Vince. Morning, guys. All right, guys. Market is now open. You guys heard that more at opening bell. We have a higher high right here. We'll see where this ends up going. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price right here, 630 candle. Got that right there. And we'll see where this ends up taking us. AT, how's it going? Morning. Morning, AR. Morning, Glenn. Morning, guys. All right, so it looks like everybody's here so far. Not really too much going on right here. Let me check the news real quick. So I think there was news pre-market. So for over here, Tuesday, April 25th, there was news at 6 o'clock. There's more news at 7 o'clock. So I'll mark up the news right here at 6 o'clock. Got more news coming up over here at 7. News at 7. And I think that's it. We have high impact news coming up over here at 7. Refresh my FX book. Yeah, high impact news over here at 7. Some more news at 7:30. Dallas Manufacturing Index. And I think that's it. All right, guys. So we currently have a higher high right here. If this candle breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2 right here, then we may have a possible entry. If the candle is large, I'll wait for the candle to retrace up a little bit. It looks like the candle is going to be too large. So if it does close with the sell signal, I'm going to go and wait for it to pull back a little bit before making entry. All right, so it actually didn't close right there. We have another opportunity right here on this following candle. So if this candle right here closes with the sell signal and it breaks and closes below pivot 2, then we have a possible entry for a sell. Not sure how this will play out. We still have about a minute left on this candle, so we got a lot of time. But as you guys can see, it bounced all the way back up. So we'll see how this plays out. With that said, I just don't think we're going to have any entries right here just yet. You guys can see the market's super volatile. Nick just said that CNBC reported stocks falling on open. So you can see the market doing the opposite. Right here it said stocks fall Tuesday as traders wait to see if Alphabet, Microsoft earnings deliver. And with that said, price shot all the way up. So whenever you see something reported on CNBC, be very careful because typically the price will do the opposite. They mentioned price was falling, price did the opposite, went straight up. Thanks, Nick, for the heads up. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Let's take a look at all of the indices right now. So looking over here at the indexes, the Dow is currently down 32 points, S&P is down 16 points, NASDAQ's down 55 points, Russell 2000 is down 2 points, and the VIX is currently at 4%. So with that said, it's pretty much flat right now. There's no bias with regards to fundamentals. Looking over here at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 67% short. This indicates that 67% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you probably want to do the opposite and buy. We'll see what happens right here in the next few minutes. There's just no confirmation as to like where direction price will be going just yet. We do have the higher high right here. As you can see, it established a bit of a resistance. Price is rejecting off it pretty nicely right here, but if we do get a sell entry here, I'm probably not going to take it because price is going sideways. One thing that someone was mentioning to me yesterday was that, some people are complaining that we're not taking every single trade, but the reason we're not taking every single trade is because they're not quality entries. Like, I'm not going to give you guys a losing trade. If you guys want to take a losing trade, go ahead and take it, but I'm not going to give you guys bad trades to take. If you guys are whining about like, we have people that are complaining that we're not losing. Like, they want me to take every single trade. Yeah, Maddie, exactly. It's crazy. I don't know what goes to people's minds, but they're complaining that, like, yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Guys, if there's an entry here applying the strategy and I'm explaining to you why it's not working, that's why we're not taking it. We're not like avoiding trades. I'm literally telling you why we're not taking a certain trade. Like, for example, over here, there's a higher high, and then I said price is consolidating. So you obviously shouldn't be taking a momentum trade if price is consolidating, right? So, I mean, if you want to take a trade, go ahead and take it. But I pretty much saved us from a lot of losses over the past couple of weeks because I'm giving you guys an actual analysis. If you don't understand the analysis, then go back and review the videos. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we're not taking certain trades. And basically all the trades we avoided have been I avoided losses, right? So I'm actually doing you guys a benefit. I don't know how like this is a bad thing for certain people, but I need to I'll give you guys the explanation when we're taking certain trades. Yeah, definitely ruined. Jonathan said they need to take at their own risk if they want to avoid red flags. Yeah, I literally tell you guys if it's a risky trade. If it's a risky trade and you guys still decide to take it, it's up to your preference. But I'm using my expertise in analyzing the charts to tell you whether it's going to be risky or not. But I haven't really missed anything specific. All the trades that I've avoided have been losses, and I avoided them for a reason. So just keep that in mind, guys. People are going to complain about stuff all the time. So, I mean, if you guys want to take losses, go ahead and take losses, but I don't like losing trades. So if I see something that doesn't look good, like for example, right here, we have a higher high, and if price consolidates right here, I'm not going to take the trade. I know we did a back test and we took every single trade. But again, I did the back test. If you want to back test it yourself, feel free to back test. But there's reasons why we don't take certain trades. So just a heads up, guys, I want to give you guys, full transparency of like why I'm not taking certain trades and the reason behind it. But if you're not understanding why I'm not taking it, then go back and review the video because there's a specific reason. I literally explain why we're not taking the trade. So currently right here, we have a higher high. If we get a straight push to the downside, and I keep saying this to you guys, I need a straight push. We have a higher high here and we get a straight push back to the downside right here and it breaks and closes below the pivots, then yeah, I'll take the trade. But if price is consolidating, I'm not going to take the trade. It just doesn't make sense. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just kind of like trading mindlessly. If you're going to take a trade and it's going to lose, like, why would you take it? All right. It looked like it could have been Nick. Possibly if this comes back down from where it's currently at. So we have a higher high right here. If we get a sell signal that breaks and closes past the pivots right here, then I'll be looking for the trade. If price consolidates, again, I'm going to give you guys a heads up that I'm not going to be taking the trade because these momentum trend type strategies are based off direction. If there's no direction, there's no point in taking the trade. So we'll see where this ends up going right here. But at the moment, there just isn't anything for us to take right here. We currently have the higher high. We have a candle right here that's currently going sideways. If this closes red, it'll be at a better position. But if it ends up going back and forth, it's going to be in consolidation, which you guys can see it's in a pretty big range right here. Let me go over here real quick and mark up opening price. And 8 o'clock right there. And I think the other, all right, it's that one way right there. All right, so here's a clean chart. As you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging around this area. It's ranging between opening price and this resistance up here. Again, as I mentioned, guys, this is a consolidation phase, right? You typically don't want to take trades when price is consolidating right here. Yeah, exactly, Kenny. Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Kenny, 100%. But yeah, guys, I'm going to keep giving you guys quality trades. I'm not going to tell you guys to take a trade if I think it's going to be a losing trade. If I think it's going to be losing and I'm not taking myself personally, I'm going to let you guys know. So yeah, just listen to my analysis and you guys should be fine. Because, typically I'm not going to push you guys in the wrong direction. I'm usually going to give you guys the same exact trades that I'm taking myself. Let's see what else. Matteo here caught a V1. Yeah, so Maddie actually caught this V1 right here for a buy. Saw price come down right there, double body rejection. Took that for a V1 variation. If you guys are not familiar with that strategy, check out the course. If not, then it looks good. Okay, let's take a look at the overall bias right now so that I can have a better idea as to where to look at. So let me go and just clean this up real quick. Right here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10-minute time frames, price is obviously bullish, as you guys can see. So shorter time frames, price is bullish because price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Over here on the higher time frames, the 30-minute is currently bullish neutral. Same with the 1 hour right here. Price is attempting to shift above the pivots, but it's a bit neutral right now. So 30-minute, 1 hour, bullish neutral. 4 hour is completely neutral. It's right down the middle. So with that said, higher time frames over here are bullish neutral. Lower time frames are bullish. Looking over here at the fundamentals are pretty much flat right now. They are currently down 13 points. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 68% short. So right now we currently have a bullish neutral bias overall. Retail sentiment's indicating for us to take buys. Fundamentals here are flat, and the technicals over here indicating for us to take buys as well. So we currently have a bullish neutral bias right now. So I would be more inclined to take buys here, but it's not going to deter me from taking sells. I'll still take sells, but if I see a buy over here, I'm more inclined to take it because, obviously everything here is pretty much for the most part bullish right now. It doesn't mean price can't come down. I do think price can and will come down to some extent, but I don't think it's going to necessarily drop super heavily. I mean, if anything, price will probably come down to opening price right here and then make a bounce, right? That's probably what I could see happen. But I don't know, we'll see. You don't want to jump to conclusions too early, especially if the market is kind of moving flat like this. We also have news coming up right here at 7:30 and 7 o'clock. So when we have that, that'll probably push price around in a direction where we can start looking for entries. At 7 o'clock, we have high impact news, CV consumer confidence, new home sales, and Richmond manufacturing index. Over here on my FX book at 7:30, we currently have Dallas Fed Services Revenues Index, Dallas Fed Services Index, and the New York Fed Treasury purchases 4 to 7 years. So we got a couple of news events coming up. The one at 7 is going to be high impact. 7:30 is going to be low impact. There's no entry for us to take here, guys. We have a pending sell signal. However, you don't have a higher high right here. It's currently a lower high, so it's not going to fit criteria for entry. Let's see. So I got a message from Patricia this morning. She mentioned that she mentioned that MFF has been getting really bad. Like I've noticed it over the past couple months, but Patricia said it's been getting worse and worse over the past 2 weeks now. You guys can see over here from my profits. I locked in 1,480 off my FTMO, and I only locked in 440 on my MFF. So that's a big difference between the profits there. I mean, it's been happening. I'm hoping it gets better, but Patricia said the spread's been pretty crazy for MFF. I don't use MFF as my main account, so I can't really say, but Patricia does, and she mentioned that they're pretty bad right now. So if you guys are deciding to do some sort of funding company, again, I recommend you guys do FTMO first. I can't really recommend MFF right now. I mean, if you guys still want to do it after you finish your FTMO, then go ahead. But I can't really recommend them. They're kind of getting similar to TFF, which was pretty bad. I mean, TFF was probably as bad as it gets, but MFF is almost there. They're like halfway there. They've been giving half profit for the past 2 months now. Nick said, seems like the beginning of the end for them for sure. Yeah, for scalping, for all that. It happens, right? A lot of these funding companies, guys, they're not going to stand. Like they're going to run into issues with execution, spread, etc. And the only one that's really been standing this whole time has been FTMO. So that's the only one I'll recommend to you guys. A lot of these other companies I don't like for MFF, they have a lot size cap. I don't like that. If you have a 200K account, they should let you take bigger lot size. It just doesn't make sense. If they capped it at 100 lots, then I probably should have just gone for 100K accounts, right? Because it just makes more sense. So just keep that in mind, guys. MFF is not necessarily preferred, but I'm still using them. I'll use them until they stop paying me out. That's pretty much the key thing there. As long as they pay out, I'll use them. So there's no entry for us here, guys. As you guys can see, price is pretty much just going sideways right now. Not really too much going on here. All right, we have that pending sell signal, but there's no entry for us here. There's currently a lower high. There's no higher high here, so there's no entry for us to take at the moment. The bias right now isn't super strong, so I'm not really looking for anything else. If the bias does pick up and it's a very strong buy bias, then I'll probably look to take the high-low scalps as well. That's another good addition to take. So as we enter summer, guys, I'm going to be probably adding maybe 1 or 2 strategies. if the market starts to go sideways a lot, we're going to start applying the SR rejection scalp strategy. So if you guys have been trading with me for a while, a lot of these strategies are, well, not all of them. This one specific is seasonal. This strategy works very well when price is going sideways. So yeah, exactly. Dejan said that SR rejection is his favorite. So there's a couple of strategies here that we might start to implement more if the market starts to go sideways a lot more often. We'll probably implement, obviously, we're going to stick with the high-low scalp. We're going to probably add on we'll stick to the high-low momentum scalp. We'll add on the high-low scalp and then possibly the SR rejection and then maybe the V1 variation. Because those are like the main strategies that work very well in certain types of market conditions. You know, the V1 variation actually works very well with the high-level momentum scalp because they're both reversal type strategies. So these two are actually very similar. These two are reversal type strategies. This right here is a continuation strategy, and this right here is a ranging strategy. So just, you know, a little heads up if you guys are wondering, these are the ones that might be incorporated together in the next couple of weeks. If you guys have been trading with me for the past couple of years, you know, I've been trading live with you guys for over 5 years now. So you guys have seen how market changes in the seasons. Summer is typically a slow period where the market tends to go sideways. So this is one of the perfect strategies to use for that. It has the same TP stop loss, 1030. So it doesn't really make a big difference. They're just different points of entry. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. But, you know, we're just going to play the market as is. You know, we've been trading live for so long now that we typically have an idea as to like how the market should be moving during certain times of the year. So it's currently April right now. We're going into May. As we get through May, it's going to turn into June. And then from there, it's going to be summer. So market typically tends to go sideways and flat during, you know, summer conditions. So just keep that in mind. So I want to show you guys an SR rejection scalp, one that Dejan says is his favorite. There's actually a lot of entries right here. I don't know if anyone caught any of these. I know some of you guys still do apply my older strategies, but there is actually this whole area is a zone. So there's a bunch of entries right here, Dejan. I don't know if you noticed any of these, but there was like basically there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And looks like they all hit TP2. There were like 6 back-to-back entries right here for the high-low, for the SR rejection scalp. There's a whole bunch. Yeah, Dejan over here said it gives me another 3 weeks before market starts ranging. Yeah, no, I could see that happening. So there's a V1 variation right here that's currently pending, guys. You know, not one I'd specifically take, but I just want to let you guys know there's a possible V1 variation right here that is probably going to play out. It'll probably swing back up to opening price if it continues to push up from here. And we do have news coming up shortly. Mark up the so there's a V1 variation right here, guys. And then it's probably going to push up to opening price. That's like target price point for me if price does push back up. I took the trade right there, but I'm not going to count it. You know, as I mentioned, guys, that's another strategy that we're probably going to add on at some point. V1 variation right there. I know there's news right here. Patricia mentioned it, but I saw that it's like 10 minutes away. So I just hopped into this trade. I saw the V1 variation there. I saw the opening price right here. So I figured price would push up and retest the opening price right there. Another reason why I took this here is because I saw this as a fake out. I saw price break and close past the news price right here. And then we had a V1 variation. And then price pushed up to opening price right here. Nick said also double body. Yeah, the double body was a V1 variation, Nick. So this right here was a V1 variation because of the double body. So that's what I saw. We saw the same thing. You saw the double body and I saw the double body. Took that for a quick profit. And I'll give an updated screenshot of my profits right here. So that was a pretty good win. All right, so you'll see my other MFF still on there, guys, but it's zero because I'm getting a payout process for that account. Quick profit off that V1. All right, so there's my profit so far, guys. Profits are pretty decent for the day. As I mentioned, there's a lot of these trades that complement each other. V1 variation and the high-low momentum scalp, they complement each other very, very well because they're both reversal type strategies. We still have a possible entry right here, guys. If we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 right here, then we'll have an entry for high-low momentum scalp. But again, you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close. So you gotta wait for the candle to close. If it closes, great. If not, then you have to wait. So the reason why the V1 variation right here played out perfect is because we have a bullish to bear, a neutral bullish bias, and we had the V1 variation right here. But I knew price was going to correct back up, and that's why I took the trade. We got 9 minutes till news. Thanks, Nick, for the heads up. As you guys can see right here, this here does not look like it's going to close with a buy signal. So it does not look like we're going to have entry at this moment. Yeah, so no entry right there. Looks like price is retracing back down right here. All right, so it does not look like we're going to have any sort of entry coming up anytime soon. Price pretty much is going back and forth at the moment. Here's a clean chart, a little easier to see. As you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging. I did this yesterday, same exact thing. Price just ranges back and forth. There's definitely not going to be any entry for us here now because we have high lows in between. So unfortunately, there's not going to be any entries here for a high-low momentum scalp. But anyways, here are the profits across my accounts so far. I'll take individual screenshots right now as we wait, but there's no entry for us to take here at the moment. And we do have news coming up right in about 7 minutes. So let's see where this ends up going. All right, let me see my profits real quick on my MFF. So they're the same. Yeah, the same. I'll just take one screenshot. All right, so no entries for us right now, guys. Just got to be patient for this. See if I could find another V1 somewhere. All right, so here are my profits so far, guys. Here are my profits on all my accounts. So here's my FTO number 1, total profit of 3,520. You can see the green strip right here for the full TP. I'm still using 200 lots on my FTO account. I'm basically showing you guys that you guys can increase your lot size, right? We had some complaints last week regarding not enough trades. You can just increase your lot size. I just doubled my lot size here. It's still within my risk parameters. Locked in 3,520 right here. You just need a couple trades here. So for example, I have 2 trades here. They're 2,000 each. You typically just need about 10 trades to pass your challenge if you're doing a 200K account. So 3,500 here. Here's my FTO number 2, total profit of 3,920, all wins. And then here's my MFF number 1 over here, 1,210. and my MFF number 2, 1,210 as well. My MFF number 3 is getting a payout right now processed, so I'm not trading on that account. I'm just starting to take my payouts earlier, guys, because of the conditions that MFF has been having. Like if I keep having issues with MFF, it may be hard for me to be profitable if it keeps giving me half profit and then I end up running into a loss at some point. So I'm just cashing out my MFFs right now just in case I have to, I run into problems. Seems like everybody's running into problems, so it might be a smart decision. Whenever you guys have a payout, guys, I recommend always taking your payout because it's better to take your payout and then if whatever happens, you end up failing the account, you can just do another challenge versus keeping your money in that challenge and then really banking on yourself never losing because losses are going to happen. And you got to make, an educated decision as to whether you want to be smart about taking money out or leaving it in there. So I typically get my payout monthly, but I've been doing it like bi-weekly for MFF specifically. Let's see. Brave Lion said, Sean, have you tried ChatGPT way of backtesting? It's pretty amazing and mind-boggling. Uses computer vision and AI to derive statistics and gives tips to improve the strategy. I actually haven't, Brave. I'll check it out. Maybe I don't know if anybody's done that, but I'll take a look at that. I've never done that for backtesting. For me personally, I like doing backtesting myself because I like seeing the results actually happen. I actually don't like to backtest at all. I typically forward test. So I like to test during live market conditions versus backtesting. Because when you backtest, you pretty much look for the perfect trades, right? I'm sure you guys have backtested before, and you guys are typically like, you avoid like certain losses, and you're like, oh, I would have avoided that during a real market. But realistically, you wouldn't have avoided it. So for me personally, I like to forward test. I don't like to backtest at all. I think backtesting is a good tool if you're testing out a new strategy. But if it's a strategy that works to some extent, I like to do it real time because it helps me test my trade psychology. And then also it lets me kind of look at things during real market conditions. Like, for example, if price starts to consolidate like this right here, I'd have been like, okay, I'm going to skip this trade, even though criteria could have maybe been met. Yeah, exactly. C6 said backtest lets you understand application of strategy. Forward testing provides the raw motions. Yeah, same here, Sisu. Nice. So Satyam over here actually took a pivot scalp entry right here. I didn't take the entry, but if you guys are in the chat, you guys saw that Satyam took it. So he said another double body and a pivot scalp. He took that trade right to the upside. There's a double body right here for a sell. I wouldn't have taken this trade right here though, because this right here would not be a V1 variation. You need a pending sell signal. So we had a sell signal here already. And this double body wasn't necessarily a confirmation of a V1. It was a rejection. It was a reversal pattern, but not necessarily a V1 variation. But yeah, nonetheless, a reversal pattern there. So Satyam actually caught this right here for a quick sell. Took that for a quick 100 pips. And then he took this pivot scalp over here. Price was above the pivots. Trend meter was green. Buy signal right there. This is actually triple confluence. I like totally missed this trade. I don't know if anybody caught this. This right here was a triple confluence, guys. There was a momentum scalp. It was also a pivot scalp, and it was a high-low scalp right here. You can see how price broke and closed past lower high. Trend meter is green. Pivots were over here. Price was above it. So this right here was actually a triple confluence. Did you get it, Nick? I know this is one that you've been looking for. I totally missed out on it. I didn't see that it was going to come up like that. Nick probably went to drop off his kids. Just like that. Oh, Nick's here right now. Yeah, but Nick's been waiting for this entry pretty much all week. You missed it. I know. I didn't see it either, Nick. I was looking for the high-low scalp to come up right here, but I didn't think this here was going to establish the high. I thought this was going to push it up further. It's all good though. But so this trade right here is called the triple confluence, guys. If you guys remember from last year, we applied this during the fall and winter. We applied this for about 6 months or 3 to 6 months, and it never lost. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does come up, it never loses. So confirm overall bias. We had a bullish bias. Confirm valid momentum signal right there. Trend meter was green. Price was above the pivots. Price was breaking past the high low right here. You enter right there. Triple confluence. The reason why it's called triple confluence is because it's 3 strategies in one. So this entry point right here was an entry for 3 different strategies. And look at that, straight up, Nick. So if you took the triple confluence and you held on to it, look how far it would have pushed up. This is based off news though, so I wouldn't necessarily give this too much thought. Nice. So Satyam over here said he got 5 wins back to back here. He's now moving to his demo account. Smart move, Satyam. So Satyam is done trading his live account, now moving over to his demo. So solid work right there. Satyam, it's perfect. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so brave lines that I meant in the sense of 2-3 variations of your strategy can now easily translate it into an indicator giving signals. You just have to give it your parameters and it codes it without you putting a line of code. I tried to create a backtesting script like when ChatGPT was like really popular in the beginning, but it didn't work when I put it into my Pine script. There's probably little changes I had made to it, but yeah, no, I'll probably take a look at it and see. Man, if that's the case, Brave, I'll probably have like, I already have 3 variations to like almost a lot of the strategies here. Like our variation V1, V2, V3. I already have like 3 variations. And then the momentum scalp, I have like 3 variations of that too. So if I put that into a ChatGPT, I might have like 100 variations of like one strategy, which is cool. I mean, if they work, great. But no, thanks, Brave. I'll probably take a look at that after the live session. See if there's something I can code up. But yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. Technology is crazy. It's crazy. It's been changing. Anyways, guys, the resistance over here is still the same resistance. I'm not going to change it until we have like have it push outside. But as you can see over here, it's another V1 variation. It's not one I would take because the bias right now is bullish. Although, yeah, this would be a V1 variation if you were to take bias into consideration. Not one I'd take because the bias is still bullish. So let's take a look at fundamentals real quick. All right, fundamentals are currently still down 27 points. This is so weird. I'm not sure why is it 27 points when like price is so high above opening price. Market open right here, and it's still down 27 points. So the Dow's currently down 27 points. S&P's down 21 points. NASDAQ's down 68 points. Russell 2K is down 21 points, and the VIX is still up 4%. So it looks like there wasn't really too much of a change here. Looking over here at retail sentiment is still at 68% short. So again, if you guys are new here and you guys are not familiar with this, this indicates that 68% of retail traders are currently selling. Majority of people are not good at trading. So I don't want to trade where the majority are trading. I want to do the opposite. So I'm looking to take buys here versus sells. So, I'm more of a contrarian trader. You guys know that by now. But everything else is pointing towards a buy. So you guys can see here that the confluences line up. Looking over here at the lower time frames, the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute time frames are still bullish. 30 minutes bullish, 1 hour is somewhat bullish, and the 4 hour here is bullish neutral. So we technically have an overall bullish bias with regard to the technicals. So I'm not really looking to take any specific sells here. I mean, if I see a high level momentum scalp, I might take it, but I'm not looking to take any like other sells here that are not very high quality. So again, right here, guys, if you guys took the V1 variation that Nick just mentioned, right there, hit full TP. I'm not in that position, but as I mentioned before, guys, this is one of the strategies that that complements the high-low momentum scalp very well. You can kind of identify when price is actually going to shift. We currently have a sell signal here that's pending. If this here breaks and closes past the pivots, there may be a possible sell here, but you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close. So again, guys, these two strategies right here typically complement each other. V1 variation. But this right here wouldn't be a V1 variation because bias here is a buy. All right, price starting to shift up a bit. Let's see. Mohammed's asking, Sean, can you share with us the name of the website you use now? Which one are you talking about, Mohammed? Are you talking about the retail sentiment? So if you go in the course, there is a link for it on there. So just go into the free course. Let me see if I can find it on here, because you need like a specific link. Like they keep changing it, but I post a link up over here somewhere. Where did I put it at? Just go to the free course and then look at go down to the scalp strategies. Okay, right here, overall bias. So just go to the free course, Mohammed, go down to K2 Trades overall bias overview. Click on that right there. And it's the links right here. It says IG sentiment, retail sentiment. So just go into the free course, go to K2 Trades overall bias overview, and then go to IG sentiment right here. The link's going to be right there. All right, let me just post a link in the chat. Let me see if I could do that. Hopefully this link is still the same link. Yeah, it's still there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and send this over to you, Mohammed. So if you ever need any of the links, just go to the free course, because the free course will tell you exactly where everything is. All right, so there's no entry here, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, there's just nothing for us to take right here. There's currently a higher high right here, but now there's high lows in between, so there's not any entries here setting up. In order for us to have another entry, we need price to actually establish a new higher high. For me, preferably, I'd rather have a sell signal come up and then catch it as it swings back up. But, we'll see where this ends up going. So here's a 10-minute chart, guys. This is kind of where I see price going. If price does end up pushing up higher, in order for me to take a sell, I'm going to look for price to push above the sessions right here. And then I'm going to look for a V1 variation. If we get a V1 variation right here, double body or double wick or something like that, I think price will come back down. The same setup actually played out right next right there. So I'm looking for the same setup right here over here. If price pushes up higher, I'm looking for it to break and close past the sessions and then provide a fake out and then swing all the way back down. So I'll leave this up right here. As you guys can see, I have multiple charts open. We currently have this 1-minute chart, have this 10-minute chart for like sort of bigger moves. And then I have the overall chart over here. So the 1-minute currently has a sell signal, guys. There's no entry for us here. There's no higher high. If there's a higher high here, we can take this entry. But since there isn't, then there's nothing for us to take here. I want that sell signal to close though, because if the sell signal closes, it'll provide us opportunity to look for a swing back to the upside. Perfect. Thanks, Brave. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I didn't know that you could do that with ChatGPT. I know you can do a lot of things with ChatGPT, but I haven't really figured it out yet. But I will take a look. So thanks for the heads up, and I'll take a look to see if there's anything that we can use there to benefit, all of us as a community. You guys know whenever I find something new, I typically share it with you guys. I don't like to, I don't really hide anything from you guys, because the more I share with you guys, the better I get, right? Because the thing is, I'll show you guys one of my secrets, and then you guys start to use it and you guys figure out different ways of applying it. And then we all win. Like for example, this website right here, barely anybody knew how to use IG sentiment. Once I started showing you guys IG sentiment, I go online and everybody's using IG sentiment now, right? I feel like nobody ever knew about this website. And I shared it with you guys. I don't really like hide anything from you guys. If I see something useful, I'll let you guys know. And then I'll show you guys how to use it. And then you guys typically show me better ways to use it. So, it goes full circle. It's a win-win for all of us. Okay, we currently have a lower low right here. It's currently pending, guys. We do have the sell signal. So if price does swing back up, we may have a possible entry for the upside. If this is the case and price starts to bounce from wherever it's currently at, you'll see that the range is going to start to get tighter and tighter. The resistance up here is still up there, that top area. Price is dropping down here a little bit. But we'll see where this ends up going. All right, so price starts to establish this as a lower low, then we may have and ability to swing back to the upside. So, I mean, you might want to look for a V1 variation somewhere around here. Let's see if this becomes the new bottom. Now it looks like it's going to drop a little further. It might reject off the same area right here. So let's see if it actually breaks and closes past this level. If it actually closes past there, then we'll establish a new lower low. But right now, if it just rejects off it, this can be a possible triple bottom right here. Rejection, rejection. We'll see if the wick over here ends up closing below. If it just wicks off it, then it'll be like a triple bottom right there. We'll see. You got 30 seconds left, so we had a lot of time. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. This candle can easily wick right back up. There's actually liquidity here that got hit. I don't know if you guys noticed that liquidity right there. I just noticed there was 2 lows right here. 3 lows, actually. All right, so it looks like we have a new lower low. I'm going to delete this. So no triple bottom right here, guys. It actually broke and closed past it. But you guys can see the liquidity right here. There's an area of liquidity, these 2 lower lows. Pretty much just knocked out all of the pending orders right there. And then same with this right here. Just went on a stop loss hunt. It just came down, hunted all these stop losses, broke right through it, established this new low. And we'll see where this ends up going from here. Okay, so if this is the case right here, guys, then if this is the case where the technicals are shifting, then there's no longer going to be a bullish bias, right, overall. So looking over here at the technical or the sector fundamentals are now down 100 points. So fundamentals currently indicate a sell bias right now. It's not very strong, but it is a sell bias. Whenever it's below 100 points, it's going to be a sell bias. If it's above 100 points, it's a bullish bias. Looking over here at sentiment's still the same. Sentiment doesn't change very often. It typically stays around the same for the entire session. It's currently 68% short, so we're still looking for buys here with regard to sentiment. For fundamentals, we're looking for sells. For technicals over here, pretty much neutral. So we don't really have a bias here anymore, guys. So this is the problem with applying the V1 variation. If you don't have a bias, then you can't take any variation trades, right? V1 variation, V2, V3. Because it requires that you have an overall bias. That's why I don't really apply it as an official strategy here, because it's hard for certain people to look at multiple things. I know it's not that difficult, but for a lot of people in the past, it's been difficult. So I don't want to like confuse you guys with too many strategies at once. So yeah, Maddie said he thinks it's gonna fill more sells and then it's going to spike right back up if that's the case. Yeah, I could probably see that too. It established a low right here. So this thing here might push up from, where it's currently at. This might be the bottom and it might correct back up. If it does correct back up, target price point as usual is going to be opening price, that blue line right there. I mean, no, I don't know if price will swing back up that high. All right, let me just adjust this a little bit. Just when I thought the range was getting tighter, it just got wider. So the range was actually a lot closer earlier up here, but now it's like way down here. So it's a big range. You guys can see here, this is market open, 6:30. This is 8 o'clock. There's no direction here again, as you guys can see. Price is just going back and forth. So again, right here, guys, just a big back and forth movement. No specific direction necessarily. It's just going back and forth. Let's see, question from Brave. Brave said, I just had a question. Why are you using YM ticker and not US30 like you used to before? I think I missed the reason for the switch. Thanks. So the reason why we use YM, Brave, is because, as you guys know, if you go to US30, these are all broker data, right? So if you look over here, you type in US30, is currency.com. This is what we typically used in the past. Black Bull, capital.com, Pepperstone, 8cap, Global Prime, etc. This shows you which broker you're pulling the data from. The problem with that is that you have an intermediary, right? You're not necessarily getting the raw data. You're kind of getting the data that the broker is giving you, which is not always going to be accurate. If you guys look at any of these price points for US30, all the price is going to be different. If you click on any of these here, pricing is going to be different, right? So the main reason why we switched is because if you use YM, we're getting this data directly from the exchange. You can see over here, if you type in YM, we're getting this data from the Chicago Board of Trade. So we're getting it directly from the exchange. So we're pretty much getting the best data possible for the most part. There's another data set that you can get called ICE. It costs a little more. It's like 10 times more, but it's pretty much the same data from the exchange. So we started using this because last year, I'm not sure how long you've been gone, Brave. I know you've been here before, but last year, the broker data would freeze up. So if you use currency.com or Black Bullet or 8cap, I think 8cap is probably the worst one. I want to use 8cap. The candles would freeze up, like you'd see gaps in candles. So that was like an issue because if you're scalping, you need to know exactly where the candle is at all times. So like the candles would freeze, the entire market would freeze for that specific broker, and it would cause issues for us because we'd be stuck in the position to not know where price was currently at. So in order for us to have the best data, fastest data, and most accurate candles, that's why we use YM. You have to pay for this data, so this data is obviously not free, but I think it's well worth it. It's definitely worth the cost. It's like $5 a month. So it makes all the difference, right? Like one trade will cover, like my trade for today. Today for like one of my accounts, I made, 3,520. With that said, this covers like my entire like lifetime subscription of like YM data. So I think it's very useful if you're scalping day trading for sure. All right, guys, we have the lower low right here, and we have a buy signal that closed right here. It didn't break and close past the pivot, so there's no entry for us right there for a buy. We have to look for another opportunity here to come up. But right now, there's no entry for us at the moment. We'll see where this ends up going, but right now, there's just nothing at the moment. Glenn's asking, how can I get YM data? I mean, what plan in TradingView should I get? The one that I use is CME Group. So there's two different options. There's CME Group and there's ICE. ICE is like 110 a month, and then CME Group is like $5 a month. It used to be $4 and they raised it last year or this year. But I think it's well worth it. So the one that you want, Glenn, is going to be CME Group. It's going to be CBOT, Chicago Board of Trade, which is part of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's the futures market. So you just go to your TradingView billing settings, and then you can add market data from there. All right, nothing for us to take here. There's a possible V1 variation here, double body. Not one I would personally take because, as I mentioned, you typically need to have overall bias. Bias right now for sells only for technicals, and it's not very strong anymore. As you guys can see right here, it's currently down 81 points. It needs to be down over 100 points for it to be a sell bias. Right now, it's still technically, it's like bearish neutral. Looking over here at the retail sentiment, it's still the same. Hasn't changed too much, 68% short. And looking over here, it's pretty much neutral across the technical side. So yeah, we don't really have anything for us to take right now, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, next to the bias is kind of iffy. I agree. All right, guys, nothing going on right here. Price is pretty much going sideways. It's 7:20 right now. We have about 40 minutes till 8, so we still have some time. I'm hoping we can get at least one official entry here before 8 o'clock. We're not going to force anything, but I'm hoping we'll get at least one. I think we should get at least one for the most part. Here's some profits from Vince right now. Vince is up 180 for the day. Took a couple sells right here, one pre-market it looks like, or one on open, and then one right here a little while ago. So nice work right there, Vince. We have Sam over here. He took that high-low scalp. Nice. So Sam over here actually applied the same strategy we're looking at here. So the high-low momentum scalp. Sam is using it on NASDAQ. He said high-low momentum scalp strategy working perfectly on NASDAQ. So Sam over here is currently up 2,170 for the day. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, so as you guys can see, all of my strategies here, they work for different assets. You don't have to use it for US30. You can use it for NASDAQ, S&P, basically anything that's volatile. If anything moves, you guys can use it for that too. I wouldn't use it on Forex because Forex is kind of slow. compared to indices, but it seems like it works pretty well for NASDAQ as well. All right, price is pushing up right now where it's currently at, but there's still nothing for us to take right now. Price is still in this big range. You guys can see over here, it's pretty obvious where it's currently going. If price does push up higher, target price point again here is going to be opening price. So let's have to wait and see where this ends up going. One more question from Brave. Brave's asking, my last question for the day. I had passed FTMO, but now it's restricted in my region, India, due to some central bank circular. Would you suggest MFF or some other prop firm which are reliable? Down sucks. So yeah, Brave over here has a funded FTMO, but now it's restricted in his region. My second choice would be MFF, Brave. I mean, I personally don't really recommend it too much because as you guys can see, you can see over here, my profits are like, well, this should still be like up to 2,000. So I did get undercut a little bit over here. These are my profits for MFF. This should have been 1,000. This should have been 1,000. I still get like partial profits on this account, unfortunately. But I mean, they're still okay. So MFF is still okay. They're not great, but they're okay. So yeah, if you don't have any other options, I probably just do MFF if you can use that in your country. I don't have any other recommendations because those are the only two that I use. So I'll never recommend to you guys anything that I don't use myself. If I don't believe in something, I'm not going to tell you guys to use it. So that might be your other option, Brave. See, Jamie over here posted her profits. She's currently up 737 for the day. Nice work, Jamie. Yeah, solid work, guys. It looks like a lot of you guys here are taking trades based off my analysis. If I show you guys a V1 variation, it looks like some of you guys here are taking it. Like Jamie over here, she took mostly buys because we had a buy bias. She took some buys down here as well. So basically all the trades from this morning are down here. All wins too. So there's a double body right here and a double wick, like what Satya mentioned. There's technically no entry there. It is a reversal pattern, but there's technically no entry. So in order for this to be a V1, Satya, you would need to have a pending buy signal. So right here, we have a buy signal. So there can be a pending buy signal here. What you would need is you would need a sell signal to be somewhere before it. And then you get that double body or double wick, and that would be the V1 variation for you. So I know there's a reversal pattern here, but it's not necessarily one that I would consider to be, quality, because there's no V1 variation right here. Price might just go sideways for a bit, or what might happen here is price might come down even further, establish a new double body or double wick once there's a sell signal here, and then from there, that'd be the actual V1 variation for it to head to the upside. I know, Maddie, right? Couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, exactly. Satyam said, yeah, that's why he's not taking it. Yeah, no, it's good. So Satyam, he's just identifying these double bodies and double wicks, but he understands that, there's no entry here for him to take. So that's good on you, Satyam. So we currently have a pending sell signal right here. If the sell signal does close, then if price drops lower and it establishes, a double body or double wick somewhere down here, then that may be the reversal back to the upside. So pretty solid. Let's see. So Maddie said he still watches the videos a couple times a week if they just joined. Oh yeah, no, exactly. So Maddie said, Maddie's been with the group for like years now, and Maddie still reviews the videos in the course. If you guys are confused about anything, just feel free to look at the video. It doesn't matter how long you guys been around for. Sometimes it's good to have a refresher. Like Maddie's been around and he's been pretty much applying the strategies for like what, 2 years now, 3 years? Yeah, exactly. Maddie said, yeah, pretty much he's been around for over 2 years now. He still looks at the videos. So just something to keep in mind, guys. You never stop learning, especially if you start learning these other strategies, it's going to confuse you. So you should always go back and review the videos if there's a strategy that you want to be refreshed on. Let's see. CT said earnings is looming, leaving market mixed. Yeah, I agree, CT. So earnings are released this week, guys, and it looks like the market's pretty much flat. I think Alphabet and Microsoft, I believe, right? Yeah, Alphabet, which is Google, and Microsoft are releasing their earnings. Take my vitamins real quick. Yeah, I'll take this morning. Okay, yeah. CT said also Wells Fargo and First Republic. First Republic, which was a bank that was having issues during the recession news. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Yeah, Mohammed said that's what I do. He repeats the videos more than once due to the language barrier. Yeah, no, that's good, Mohammed. The thing is, there's no cap to like how many times you guys can review the videos, right? I think the more and more you guys review the videos and review the mentoring sessions, the more you guys will understand the strategies, and you guys will understand the differences between good trades and bad trades. Like for example, right here, price is going sideways, right? There's no entry that I would take right now. It like literally makes no sense for me to take any entries right here because price is going sideways. All of our strategies are directional. So like if you guys look at the choppiness right here, super choppy. Right, so I guess we'll see what happens here in the next couple of minutes or so, but there's nothing for us to take right now. One thing that you guys might want to look out for is a possible V1 variation. These variations, I think they work very well when price pushes out like pretty far. Like whenever you get a big push in like one direction and you get a V1 variation, it's typically going to play out. Like for example here, right? Price pushes up super hard, V1 variation comes down super heavy. And the thing is that it happens a lot. It happens pretty often. Thanks, CT. Yeah, CT said Bank of America, Visa, Coke, Pepsi, a lot of these companies that are within these indexes are releasing their earnings today. I don't really see anything here. Guys, I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Nothing really going on here. It's pretty much flat still. Let's see. Sorry, I said V1 at 718 and 728 works. Let's see. 718, which was, I believe it was right here. Yeah. So there was one that was right here. It obviously disappeared because this, high low got pushed up higher. But yeah, this one over here possibly. And it said one at 728, which was right here. Yeah, close one, but looks like it did play out. All right, so we currently have a new lower low right here, guys. If price ends up breaking and closing past the pivots with the buy signal, then possible entry, but it does not look like that's going to be the case here at all. So I don't think we're going to have an entry. That looks like price is going to come back lower, just establish a new lower low. So guys, check this out. If we get this rejection right here, this could be a double bottom. This could also be a V1 variation right here. So V1 variation off the support is, never mind. No V1 variation there, but it looked like it could have closed down there. There might be one here on the next candle. So again, right here, guys, we currently have a lower low. We have a lower low right here as well. So same lower low in the same area. Again, this here could be a double bottom. I'd prefer this candle to close red and then the next candle provide a V1 variation. Or this might be a V1 variation right here, actually. If it ends up closing green. Does not look like it's going to happen, but if it does, it could be a V1 variation right there. Nope, no V1 variation. There might be a V1 variation here, though, if this here closes with the buy signal. So looking at this right here, this could be a double bottom and a V1 variation. So we have a lower low right there. We'll see where this ends up. I mean, nothing's really going on here, but if this here closes, so it still has the opportunity to close as a green candle. It has about 35 seconds left on this candle. It has a lot of time. This could be a double body rejection. We'll see if this candle closes below. This can easily just shift right back up. If this swings all the way up at the last second, this could actually be a V1 variation. And also a double body right here, or a double bottom. 15 seconds left. It does not look like it's going to close, or it might close in the last couple of seconds, but we'll see. We have 5 seconds left. And it looks like there is no double bottom here. So price is dropping down lower. With that said, this lower low is no longer valid. So once a new lower low here closes down, we'll see if it ends up swinging back up, or this might be a fake out. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can play out right here. Let's go back to the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently down 113 points right now. So it has a sell bias right now with regard to the fundamentals. Looking over here at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is still 68% short. So I think price will swing back up eventually. Might not happen right now, but I think eventually it will swing back up. See, what might happen here is this was what might happen. Price might come down, provide a V1 variation down here, and then swing all the way back up. Right? So what I'll do here is I'll establish this as the bottom. This is the bottom right here. You guys can see, look at how many times price came down to this point and failed to break through it. So there's a rejection right here, rejection right here, rejection right here, and we'll see where this ends up going from there. Lots of rejections. So this right here might be the fake out. So you can see how it faked out right there. Possible V1 variation as price starts to swing on its way back up. Yeah, this looks like this could be a possible V1 variation right there. So there's a new lower low right here, and we'll see how this here ends up moving. Got the lower low right there, V1 variation. So we currently have our first requirement met right here. We have a lower low. If price ends up pushing from this point right here and provides a buy signal that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2, then we may have an opportunity for a buy. We don't have it yet, but possible opportunity here cooking up. You guys just have to wait for them. So just a matter of patience, guys. Just got to wait. Obviously see where it ends up going. Looking over here on the other time frames, guys, it does not look like we have a bullish bias anymore. So it looks over here that price has attempted to shift. I don't know how long it'll hold for, if it'll just, if it'll even remain. But looking over here on the shorter time frames, currently have a sell bias. 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute time frames. Price is below the pivots. Trend meters red. Pivots are angling down. So there can be a shift here. It's really hard to tell, because looking over here on the higher time frames, price is still pretty much neutral. So 30 minutes neutral, 1 hour is neutral, 4 hours neutral. Higher time frames here are pretty much down the middle. There's a lot of conflicting confluences here. The higher time frames are neutral, so price can really go either way. The shorter time frames over here are trying to shift, but it might not have that power to actually make the full shift. Looking over here at fundamentals, they're not super strong. They are bearish, but they're not super strong. They're down 121 points. If this was down like 200 points, 300 points, then okay, it'd be very strong. But right now, it's not super strong. It's only down 121 points. Also, on top of that, we have retail sentiment over here, which is 67% short. So with that said, there's still a lot of opportunity here for price to swing back up. Not exactly sure when that will play out, but there is a lot of opportunity here. Looking at where price is currently at right now, we currently have the lower low. Price is inching on its way to the upside. So there's still a possibility for an entry here if we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2. There's no full confirmation yet, but it is looking like possibility right here. All right, we got a couple minutes left on this candle. No buy signal. So I didn't mention, guys, but I actually did take the V1 variation down there. I'm not going to count it as a trade. I just want to let you guys know, a heads up. The reason why I took this right here is because I did see this pushing back up. It went in confluence with our entry here that we were looking to take. So that's why I took it. But we'll see where this ends up. Going. All right, we have a possible buy signal here that's pending. All right. All right, so if you guys want to take this entry, you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close. Okay, guys, make sure you wait for the candle to close, because if you don't, fucking closed already. I missed the entry. As I was saying that the candle closed. Okay, so there's a possible entry right there, guys. Let me see if I get in late. Totally missed it. Let me screenshot my current profit so far. So here are my profits so far, guys. Let me see if I can put a buy stop right there to catch it. But anyways, here are my profits so far on my accounts. Let's see if I get that buy stop there. Let me put an alert right here, or let me just watch it. All right, I'm not in the position yet, guys. Try to set it up right now. So I still haven't got my order filled yet, guys. Let me see if it's filled now. All right. All right, I'm in the position now, guys. Let's see, all of my MFFs are the same. It's pretty flat. Just gotta keep following it. Let me just post this up real quick. So it looks like volume pretty much died down quite a bit right now. Let's see what this ends up pushing to. And I hate when the market dies down like this, super flat. Yeah, Maddie said sentiment's still 67% short. So the market movement's pretty flat now. It's just going back and forth. This is like worst type of conditions here. Still in the position, still holding on to it. Let's see where I'm currently at right now. So let's see, sentiment's still the same, 68%, 67%. Yeah, still 68 on my side. Fundamentals are still pretty much, I mean, they're still bearish, but they're not very strong. They're 100 points in the red. So not really deep in there. Just don't like how the market's moving right now. It's kind of just like, typically this is supposed to move right now. Like this isn't even really a big push. There should be some volatility here. I don't know if there's any news going on right now or anything. Let's see. Biden's running for re-election. Crazy. I think he's gonna be like 86 if he decides to run again in 2024. I don't think there's any other news events right now either. I think it's kind of just flat. No news right now. Yeah, there's not really anything going on right now. So price is pretty much flat right now. It's not really doing too much. So he's got to hang on to it. Yeah, volume died down a lot. Let me check. So each candle is like barely moving. Each candle is moving like maybe 10, 20 pips. Not too much. All right, price is pushing back up. I don't really like the way the market's moving, guys. If price pushes back up, I might just pull early. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up because I don't like the way that the market's moving. Typically, it should push up right away, or in any direction push up. It's just really flat right now. So if it's really flat like this, I think it's preparing for some sort of breakout. I mean, price is getting squeezed for whatever reason. There's no news right now. So I'm not sure what it's squeezing for. Let's see. All right, price is pushing back up right there. There it goes. We push back into profit. There it goes. Price pushes up a little bit. I don't like how the market's moving at all right now. Fuck, I try to close out of it. There you go. I'm out, guys. I'm not gonna mess with this market. I made 1,000 off that trade, full TP, but I pulled out early. The way that the market's moving right now, this is not the type of market you want to play in. But it looks like it hit TP. So if you guys held on to it, great. I wasn't going to play with this. I'm not going to mess with the market right now. Yeah, camera closed early too. This typically doesn't happen, guys. This is 100 pips. If you guys like, realistically 100 pips is not a big move. So like, if you guys caught the full TP, great. I pulled out early. I was not giving this any opportunity to screw me over today, especially if like, we've been waiting for this entry. These types of entries are really annoying when this happens. Like you get into the entry and it just goes sideways and it doesn't push either way. Like for me personally, I would rather have it hit my TP or hit my stop loss right away rather than it going sideways. Because if it goes sideways like this, you're kind of just gambling at that point, right? This entry is supposed to hit within the first 5 minutes. It went like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 minutes. And then it just kind of didn't play, like it ended up playing out. But if you guys caught it, great. I took it for a partial profit. I mean, I made profit on it, so it's not a big deal. But it did play out. So whether you guys pulled out early or you guys held on to it, you guys can see that the strategy works as long as you apply it properly. There was a lower low right here. Buy signal broken, close past the pivots. The only downside of this entry here was that price pushed up a little bit, went sideways for a little bit, and I just ended up pulling out because it just wasn't worth the stress, guys. Honestly, if you guys don't feel comfortable about a position, sometimes I don't feel comfortable about a position either. And I'll just pull out early, like I did right there. Pulled out for about like half profit. I also entered late, so I didn't get in for like best entry, but it's all good. Yeah, exactly. Dan said, got it, but it made us work for it. Exactly, Dan, 100%. It really made us work for that one for sure. Daniel said, I would like to see everyone's Apple Health data when trades take too long. I know it starts to stress me out. Like I'm sure it stresses you guys out too, because we're not used to holding on to the trade for that long. So let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. I did pretty good today, guys. Not like, yeah, I did pretty good today across my accounts. Unfortunately, my MFF number 3 is still pending for the payout, so I wasn't able to catch any profits on that. But across my other accounts, I did pretty solid with those V1 variations. So I'll take individual profits. Let's take a look at everybody else first. So I don't want to go just look at mine. I want to take a look at everybody else's. So we got Christian over here, total profit of 2,645 for the day. All wins. Nice work right here, Christian. Great consistency with your wins there. So solid profits right there. We have Johnny over here, total profit of 570 for the day. Nice work, Johnny. Nice welcome back to your from your vacation. Man, if you guys saw Johnny's stories in Japan, he did some crazy stuff. He did like a lot of stuff out there, Johnny. It makes me want to take a trip out there too. So Johnny just came back from vacation. Nice profit right here, 570. Took it late, so we got partial profit, completely fine. I did the same thing. I took up for partial profit because I closed out halfway. Also, my buy stop didn't fill on point. Some more profits over here from Patricia, total profit of 3,000 for the day. Looks like she had a small loss right there, but that should have been a win. It's all good. She hopped right back in right after. It looks like you might have put your stop loss in profit a little too close and it just triggered it. But for the most part, total profit of 3,000 for the day, Patricia. Nice work. We got Maddie over here, total profit of 665 for the day, 1,210 or 1,211 for the week. So solid profit right there, Maddie. We got Cameron over here, total profit of 1,554 for the day. Looks like you pulled out of that one a little early too. It's all good. Better safe than sorry with these trades here. We got Patrick over here. He said, sweated on that last one with you, bro, but I'll take a win. So Patrick over here held on to that buy, total profit of 2,000 for the day, all full TPs. So nice work right there, Patrick. I know, right? We were both sweating on that trade. That trade took a little too long. Here's Dejan. Dejan said he ended up closing early. Volatility was very bad, but happy with his profits for the day. See us here tomorrow. Definitely, Dejan. See you back here on Wednesday. So great work right there by Dejan. Total profit of 370. He pulled out early, but profit's profit, guys. If you guys feel uncomfortable about a position, just pull out for profit. There's no need for you guys to risk it. Here's Vincent. Total profit of 750 for the day. Pretty much all wins. That your first loss over here looks like it was a small loss. Probably might have moved your stop loss and profit too early or pulled out due to slippage. So total profit here of 750 by Vincent. Other than that, Chow over here, total profit of 3,220 for the day. Nice work, Chow. Great profits right there. All wins. We've got Maria over here, total profit of 406 for the day. All wins as well. So right here, nice work. All blues for Maria. Let's see. Yeah, Vincent's or Johnny said, thanks, bro. I want to go. I want to live there. So sick. Yeah, I've never actually been to Japan, but definitely would like to go check it out at some point. But yeah, guys, so you guys see how price swung up from here? This is why it's important to understand the overall bias, right? So as we mentioned earlier, retail sentiment or fundamentals were bearish, but the retail sentiment here is, I think this is the main deciding factor. If you guys know that this is one-sided, you guys can look for a reversal pattern. So price came down right here. I took that V1 variation right there, and I took that full TP, and I took this one right here for a partial profit as well. But you guys can see how we established the bottom, right? We knew price was going to be bullish. We let price retrace down a little bit. We saw that reversal pattern right there. We established it as a floor, and then price is now swinging to the upside, right? Target price point is going to be opening price right here, the blue line. So that is what we would be anticipating and looking for. So solid work right there, guys. Let's see some profits over here from Martha. So Martha's currently up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 600 for the day. Nice work, Martha. Martha said she's been pulling out early because of the way things are moving. Yeah, price has been going back and forth a lot lately, so it's not necessarily good entries for us to take. Question over here from Vince. Vince is asking, would the V1 be at 752? So this right here would technically, so depending on which V1 you're applying, Vince, so if you guys remembered, so I added the strategy of the requirement for the bias later on. Before, this first requirement wasn't here before. So if you're not applying the overall bias, then yeah, technically this here would be a V1 variation. But if you're applying the bias, you probably wouldn't have, or let me see the technicals right now. It's kind of hard to say, Vince, because you need to have the overall bias in order for you to take this trade here. Actually, no, I wouldn't take this trade here. So if you're looking at the overall bias, this here would not be a valid entry because fundamentals are neutral right now. It's not below 100 points. Retail sentiment over here is indicating to take a buy. The technicals here are indicating to take a sell, but that's only one bias, right? So you have one bias here for technical bias, fundamental bias is neutral, and retail sentiment is telling you to take a buy. So this is overall neutral. This is saying buy, this is saying neutral, this is saying sell. So you don't really have an overall bias here. But if you were to disregard the first criteria, like this criteria isn't necessarily required because when you first started applying the strategy, we didn't have this requirement here. I just added this to improve the win rate. So if you were looking to take this here as a V1 variation, I personally wouldn't take it because I'm following the strategy as it's set out. But if you're to ignore this first criteria, then yeah, that would be a V1 variation because there'd be a double body rejection right there and then a pending sell signal. So if you took that for a sell right there, that would have been your entry for a full TP. So it just depends on how you want to apply, Vince. If you want to take it the risky way, you don't need to follow this criteria here, but I would recommend taking it because you'd have higher quality trades. So yeah, I mean technically it's a V1 if it's an old V1, not necessarily the newer modified version of it. Let's see. Omar said that was my first entry with the strategy and it had to be that one. I know, right? Super stressful. It didn't play out perfect like how it normally does, but I'm glad that it hit TP for you, Omar. Karen's asking, just checking, is mentoring session confirmed for later today? Yeah, guys. So just a heads up, I forgot to mention that earlier. We are having our mentoring session today. So I put up the poll the other day and you guys voted for today. So we're going to have the mentoring session today at 2 p.m. So if you guys want to attend that session, feel free to join in, ask whatever questions you guys have. I'll probably review a lot of the strategies that I showed you guys earlier. So I'll review the high-level momentum scalp, which we're doing now. I'll also review the V1 variation because I applied that a lot today. And it goes in, these two work very well together because they're both basically reversal type strategies or continuation type strategies. And then on top of that, we have the high-low scalp. This is a continuation strategy. We can cover that as well. And then I think one of the main ones that we'll probably take a look at, which we might start applying the next couple months, is going to be the SR rejection. So we apply this typically during the summer because it's good for a sideways market. Lately, the market has been going sideways. So this is something that we might be incorporating into our live sessions. Because if the market goes sideways, we still know how to make money sideways market. It doesn't matter. Market can go up, market can go down. It can go sideways. I have a ton of strategies here that work in pretty much all market conditions. So it doesn't matter what kind of market we're in. We've been building up this array of different strategies for these types of conditions. Every year we get better, every year we improve, and we have a strategy for pretty much everything. So we'll pretty much cover that during the mentoring session later today. Let's see. But yeah, thanks, Karen, for the heads up. So we'll definitely be having that mentoring session later today at 2 p.m. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Okay, I'm not missing anything else. CJ said, hey, Sean, what are the inputs for your trend meter? Just asking because yours shows red where mine's is blue. Yeah, so mine's currently blue right now, actually, CJ. I have mine set to a chart. So if you go down here, yours is probably set to default settings. So the default settings here is going to be the intraday settings. So 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. That's probably why yours is all blue, because it's showing you what the trend is overall for all these time frames. For me personally, when we're scalping, I set them all to chart. So you just change these all to chart right here. Click OK, and it'll give you the trend on the 1 minute time frame. So if I'm on the 1 minute right here, it's going to give you the trend for this specific time frame. That's how you would set it up for scalping, because you don't really care what's happening like 30 minutes or an hour from now, right? You just care about what's happening right now. So that's what I set it to, CJ. Just set it all to chart, and it'll tell you what the trend is for this specific time period, which is the 1 minute. All right, let me see what else we got over here. All right, question from Mohammed. Mohammed said, Sean, 100 lots is similar to 1 lot size Forex trading. It depends on which asset you're trading, Mohammed. Each asset is different. Like a 1 lot for US30 is not going to be the same for NASDAQ because they're measured differently. But yeah, if you're trying to compare the two, that's typically how it works. For the most part, like if you're trading 100 lot for FTMO, and it depends on the broker too, Mohammed. For FTMO, I think they use micro lot sizing. So if you're using a 100 lot, it's equivalent to a 1 lot for a standard lot size. And then same for mine over here. If you're taking a 200 lot, if you're taking a 200 lot, like I'm taking here, this is equivalent to a 2 lot, to a 2 standard lot. So I think they use micro lot sizing for indices, but it just depends on what broker you're on and what lot size you're using as well. Let me see if there's anything else here. Daniel said, what looks like a turnaround point here. Possibly, Daniel. So what I would look for here is okay, so we have a higher high right here established. Yeah, this might be the turnaround point that you mentioned earlier. We don't have a timestamp of the chat, but I mean, price is still pushing up higher from where it's currently at. What I would recommend to look for here is this point right here, opening price. So this is kind of where I could see the turnaround point possibly happening, if it does happen. We have the pending higher high right there. And then from this point over here, if you get a V1 variation around this area, what I would probably look for actually is, that was weird. You guys see that the higher high disappeared that was on here? I would look for the turnaround point to happen somewhere around this area, basically. Wherever the opening price was. I think here would be a little too close. But now that price has actually touched the blue line there, which is opening price, I think that's where the turnaround could possibly happen, like you mentioned. But it's the same thing. I mean, if you looked at the turnaround from this point right here, it would still be the same thing. You'd still be in that position, right? Actually would have just hit TP right there, actually, on the next move. Yeah, C6 hit Trap Tuesday in full effect right there with a random spike. I know. I forgot today was Tuesday. Today's Trap Tuesday, guys. I didn't even think about that today. But yeah, typically you're going to get a lot of traps on a day like this. If you guys have been trading for a while, you guys know what Trap Tuesday is. A lot of weird setups, kind of like our entry down here. This was a weird setup. It did play out, but it was a very weird setup. And I was a little worried about that trade because of the market movement. Let's see. Kevin said, I hate this market. The breakouts keep falling. Yeah, exactly. It's a weird market, but it is Trap Tuesday. So I'm kind of not surprised. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Just a reminder, we're having our mentoring session later today at 2 p.m. So if you guys don't have your questions answered right now, that's completely fine. We're going to go more in depth with the questions later at 2 p.m. anyway. So yeah, if you guys can attend the mentoring session, guys, just send me your questions through Telegram or email them to me. And then I will, I'll answer them at the start of the mentoring session. But I think this mentoring session will be pretty good. We're going to cover a lot of different strategies. It's probably beneficial for you guys to actually attend. All right, let me check my MFFs real quick. It's the same profit. I just wanted to make sure so I could screenshot just one of them instead of two. All right, guys, let me post up my profits real quick and then we'll wrap this up. That's what I did here. All right, here is my first account, second account, and my two MFFs. So I did pretty good today, all wins. So here's what I mentioned before, guys. A lot of people are asking, if you have trouble passing your challenge, just increase your lot size. Like I'm showing you guys here that, so I made 6,580 for today, right? I just need another day like this or 2 days like this. If I was doing a challenge, I'd be past my challenge within like 3 days. So, a lot of people want to pass their challenge quickly. If that's the case, then just increase your lot size. I know I took a little more trades today. There was 2 official trades, I believe, or just 1 official trade actually. So 1 official trade, I took a couple of V1 variations here. But here are my accounts. So here's my main account. You can see the green strip. This is my main FTMO number 1, total profit of 6,580 for the day, all wins. Here is my FTMO number 2, total profit of 7,180 for the day, all wins as well. Here's my MFF number 1, total profit of 2,290. This is using 100 lot. And then here's my MFF number 2, same profit, 2,290. My MFF number 3 is currently pending payout right now. So I'm only taking trades on 2 of my MFFs. My third one's currently 0, but it's all good. Once I get that payout, then I'll get back on it. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here at 2 p.m. for the mentoring session. Randy, it's at 2 p.m. Pacific. So it's 8 o'clock right now. I'll be back in about 6 hours. So 2 p.m. Pacific time. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn these strategies and you guys want to get a head start. So for the mentoring session today, we'll probably cover the high-level momentum scalp. We'll cover the V1 variation. It's one that I like to take. The high-low scalp and the SR rejection strategy. So a couple strategies here that we're going to probably look at during the mentoring session. If you guys want to review these strategies, again, the course is completely free, guys. If you guys want to learn these strategies that I'm applying, just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. And then this is what the course looks like. And you can find all the strategies on here. So if you're looking for the high level momentum scalp, it's going to be under module 4, basically the main strategies right now. So yeah, module 4 will have the high level momentum scalp. If you guys want to learn the high low scalp and V1 variation, just scroll down to scalping strategies, and you'll have the high low scalp right there, triple confluence, another one that we saw, and then the V1 variation. And then if you guys want to learn the SR rejection scalp, this one right here, this is a sideways market strategy. You guys just need to pull up the SR rejection scalp strategy. So, I mean, everything's there, guys. I try to make everything accessible to you guys. I don't charge for you guys to learn my strategies. Obviously there's some certain things that you do have to pay for, like my indicators, because this took me years to develop. But other than that, if you guys want to watch the videos, feel free, and I'll see you guys back here in a few hours. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here in about